Ooh, DJ J Red.
Jake Paul shit again.
Yeah, man. But we tapping in again for another episode of Bontroversial. Me and Smitty gonna get into the boxing a little bit. Man, what a night, just all types of ridiculous shit going on. Like, first of all, like they gotta start separating like real boxing from like this shit because like people already talk bad about boxing, bro, and like it's sad, but it's true, and it's like more people know Jake Paul than like real boxers, right? And that's like ridiculous, bro. Like this, it's just a bad look, you know what I'm saying? Like from all the fights, like on that card, it just looked like a whole damn circus stage show. Like
Nah,
everything staged, the beginning of the beginning started with like an hour and a half concert of Doja Cat. Like, bro, I didn't come here for no festival, bro. Like I came with some boxing, bro. And then when they get in the ring, niggas quitting and stuff. Like, and just let me know what you think, Cindy. Cause I can go all day about this.
man, bro, I'm gonna be real, but like, you know what I'm saying? We ain't paying for fights, bro. So I feel bad for the people that actually pay for that fight. It's like to see that and just sit through that.
Bro,
And
people was on Twitter. Somebody said I ain't even pay for this fight, and I still feel like I got robbed. Like on
it feel
God,
like somebody stole my money, bro. Because it's like, I was watching on my phone, so I was able to exit out and still be on my phone and watch other shit. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of waited till the Jake Paul. Actually, I watched the Regis fight too, which was bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But with the Jake Paul shit, man, it's like, come on, man, come on, like until he fights a established boxer, I'm not watching no more of that shit. Like you can tell, like, all right, the dude he's fighting is from the UFC, right? They have smaller gloves, way smaller gloves than the boxing gloves, and this is fights with him taking, bro, way more punishment. You know what I'm saying? Than a right overhand from Jake Paul. Now, if that's the case, then Jake Paul has hands of stone, and he's the heaviest hitter in boxing going right now. But we know that's not the case, bro. Like,
at all.
and then to be after the fact, like smiling down the hallway, your wife hugging you and smiling, like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody.
Bro.
We know that was a fall, man. Like many of the UFC guys were like, "Come on, dude. Like, we know you. Like, one punch put you out like that. Like, I can understand if you just standing still and take it, brushed on. But like, and from like a guy who has heavy hands, but like Jake Paul does not give off where he has super heavy hands for a boxer or somebody that's been in that, line of fire, who's been taking a punch and has a chin. Yes, you can do that to Nate Robinson because Nate Robinson doesn't have a chin. He's a basketball player. So I would hope if you're boxing and been training as a boxer, I would hope you be able to, knock out or walking forward, hands down, Nate Robinson. So I just think, the whole event, the only great thing out of the event was Snoop commentating. That's the only great thing. Like, we need to get Snoop more on like actual sport events. You know what I'm saying? He definitely has a talent for it. You know what I'm saying? It's Snoop Dogg. So, but like everything else was just like, come on, bro. Why am I even watching this shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit's bullshit. Everybody's out there for a check. There's no actual, mandated boxing going on, and boxing unions and boxing commissions. So it's like, I mean, it's a show. It basically was, an entertainment show. You know what I'm saying? We could have put this on regular TV and it been a sitcom or something like that. But I just think that, top to bottom, it definitely was, just a bunch of bullshit, wasting my time, actually. You know what I'm saying? So until he actually fights an established boxer who has a boxing record and is actually training and actually a boxer, yeah, I'm not watching no more Jake Paul fights. Like, it was cool, you know what I'm saying? But, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, bro, it's comedy. Like, it's just like he over there matchmaking. He's trying to make sure that he put himself in the best position
Come on, bro.
to fight people that he's gonna beat. Like, okay, you could have fought somebody else in the UFC. Why you fight somebody that wasn't active for 18 months? Like, and then you look at this dude in the weigh-in. I don't care what he was fighting. I knew when I seen him in the weigh-in, like he wasn't ready. He wasn't taking it serious. And like that's either for one or two reasons. Either one, he didn't care or respect them, or two, like he came to pick up the check. Like, bro, like
that type of shit no more in the
bro.
UFC.
And his guard, bro, he had his hands like in front of his like he was out here like this. Like all the back of this was open, bro. Like I couldn't believe it. I'm sitting here and I'm just like, man. And Jake Paul kept throwing that overhand right too. He kept on there. And I'm like, he is close on his chin. And then he just gonna get hit with it. Like, and then okay, bro, let's say like, okay, it's scripted, which I do believe. Like, damn, you couldn't play along a little better than that, bro. You could like do something. Like, you didn't even throw no punches for real. Like, and it's like even in the press conferences, he was like, I think I might lose to Jake Paul. Just dry shit. So it's just like like Triller, they trying to make all these events and get into the boxing world, but you know, I will say one thing: Snoop cool, but they trying to be too much like Snoop on there, and they trying to commentate and like they be disrespecting the fighters and shit. And like, I don't think that's cool because like if you really want fighters on your network, like you got to show respect to fighter win or loss, and like you know you making them little jokes and shit. It's not gonna want people on the network along with all the other bullshit like all these like. I'm thinking about the Regis fight, and I'm like, dang, like how long these boys gotta warm up? Like that fight was supposed to start like I thought it was gonna start like regular time. It took forever for they fight to start. So it's like you're gonna have all these main events, all these fighters. Not only are they gonna be having a different wait time and a different type of pre-game warm up, but then I saw that the ring was smaller. So I'm like, bro, what are we really doing here? Like this,
Not yet. That's another.
like it's ridiculous, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was looking at that. I'm like, man, I don't care if it's free or what. I'd rather Bob Arum top rank than this bullshit. this shit right here, dog. I don't rank.
That's what it was. It was bullshit, man. Because it's like, bro, the ring smaller. Then you got all these concerts and performances and like, come on, like I get what y'all doing for the entertainment value, but like, come on, bro.
Like I said somebody earlier, like read the room, bro. You gonna do all that, like if you're gonna do all that, at least bring out people from the A. Like nobody from the A was out there. You got everybody out there, but you got Justin Bieber performing in Atlanta, Georgia. Like, are you serious? Like, what crowd are you tending to? Like, please let me know, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, you could at least try to get Outkast out there. Now, if they could have pulled off Outkast or something fly like that, or got Thug out there maybe after he just released the album. Like, dog, do something, bro. But like that was ridiculous, bro. Like it just showed like they trying to be on the entertainment side. And you know what? And I'm gonna say this too. Tiafimo needs to get back in line with that shit he was on before he fought Lomachenko. Because he's starting to be on this Triller shit too. He's starting to do all this extra, like, bro, I understand promoting, bro. I understand promoting. But like, bro, you doing too much, bro. Like if it's not you, then it's not you. But like that's how I respect Boots. Like Boots just get the job done, bro. And he fights more flashier than he acts, and I can respect that. So it's like, bro, come on, Tiffany, you beat him, bro, but come on, bro. Like I need to see a follow up. Don't start hugging the belts and fighting mandatories and shit. Because like that's not a good look either. Like that's just you trying to play hardball. Like I hate when niggas be like, "Oh, I had to wait, so everybody else got to wait." Okay, bro, but it's a time, bro. You holding up your legacy at the end of the day too, because ain't shit promised. Like you can go in there and flop one night just because you pussyfooting around trying to play with other fighters when you can be in there fighting the best, bro. Like to be, and for Tiafimo especially, like you 15-0 unified. By the time you 30-0, your resume should be deep. Like you should be deep, super deep. Like so, like if we get to 25, 26-0, and like I ain't seen Devin Ryan, Devin Ryan or Javante, and it ain't the next best thing at another weight, then bro, you playing around, bro. So I just feel like
Lomachenko, you can be like the Lomachenko fight was a wash because you ain't really fought nobody of that caliber since.
yeah, and don't get me wrong, I love Tiafimo, but you wasn't the first one to stain him. He lost before. You just caught him in a new era. You caught him when people thought he was invincible, but you didn't just stain him off the rip. So like let's be for real in that aspect. He did do a great thing in that ring, and he definitely proved almost everybody wrong. But you got to be a realist too. Like, it's more work to be done. You feel me?
Definitely more work to be done. But You know, that I mean, it was more like we say, it's more entertainment of the actual, professional boxing, actual,
Yeah,
boxing. So it just was
yeah,
a show. It was a concert, really. It was a good concert. You know what I'm saying?
big
People like that.
concert, a lot of room in there too.
Exactly, exactly. A whole lot of room.
But yeah, let's talk about Boots Ennis. He fought last weekend. When I watched that fight, I'm just looking at it, and he showed me everything, like anything you want to see, like especially for a guy that's making the step up fight per se. He showed me a lot of tools. He showed me he could take a good shot, which you got to see that because when you face that lead, you gonna get hit. So you got to see what you can take in there. But I saw a lot of versatility from Boots, and I think he got a lot in his bag. And I think to some degree he's ready for the top five. But I would like to see him fight another fight or two and then go in there. But let me know what you think about Boots.
Yeah, I definitely went back and watched the fight. I think at times, he's definitely skillful. Definitely, a skillful boxing. Definitely has a lot in his bag, like you were
He
saying.
liked the bang though. He liked the
Yeah,
bang.
I finna say, say he do like to bang. He do take some shots that he don't need to take. That's what kind of concerns me at the point when you try to call out Earl, you try to call out, Bud or some of the other league guys where, yeah, you probably have a tough chin, but they pack a lot of power with their punches, especially when they come.
They pack championship rounds as well. Like
Uh,
they know how to win those rounds. They know how to steal rounds. That's something that you just learn on the fly. He hasn't had to steal a round. He hasn't had to deal with somebody that a jab gonna be in his face all night or a switch hitter like Terrence. Like he can,
Bracelet, yeah.
yeah, he can switch too. So it's like he hasn't seen that yet. And I think Sean is the closest right now. What we see, Sean is the closest to Errol and Bud. But even with that being said, like it's a big gap between them three and the rest of the division, in my opinion. So like it's even when he steps up and fight, let's say the top five, then it's the top 2 to 3, to where that's another step up. And then do you go right into that fight after a hard top five fight? So it's like, you know, Boots definitely he'll have his time. I don't know if he'll see those champions because obviously we know who Boots is, but Boots he would have to get into some more fights to be a bigger draw. Now he spoke about fighting Danny Garcia, but Danny don't want that fight. I don't think Danny will want that fight. I think it's a lot of risk for him, low reward. So I think and they both from Philly.
I'm
So
finna say, yeah, they both from Philly
both
too.
from
So
Philly.
that was,
It would be a great event, but it'd be a lot for Danny Garcia to lose. The same with Keith Thurman. I think Keith know. Like he was scared to fight Errol when Errol was coming up. So this is just this is basically just the same thing. He would
right.
Boots would do him the same way probably Thurman would have did, or any of the guys. I would have liked to see Ugas and Boots fight before this. That would be a good fight for me, in my opinion.
Kind
Ugas
of
has power. Ugas is not gonna let Boots sit there. Like Boots is gonna have to use that skill more, which he does have. So I just feel like Boots gonna have his time, but you know, Arrow finna go collect that belt from Ugas, and then you got the top two with the belts, and it's like only way I see him getting a shot is like forcing a mandatory hand, but um, then he would have to fight Sean Porter because Sean Porter next in line and like all the sanctioning bodies, like for the most part. So it'll just be interesting there. I feel like he one of them guys that once he get the belts in the division, like it's gonna be hard to get him off of him. Like it's gonna be super hard to get him off of him. So it'll be interesting though because um, right now Tiafimo, prime example, he talking about moving to 140. How long he gonna make 140? I've seen Javante talk about 147, but with that being said, like Boots could hold that up for all of them. Like Boots can make them not want to move up, even if they're not making weight, bro. Like you don't want to have to. Like, what are you gonna? Because think about it. Like by the time Boots is a champion, it's more likely that Porter, Spence, and Crawford won't be there. And then even Danny Garcia. So who gonna be the draws at 147 besides the champion? So all them gonna be coming from big money fights at lower divisions to only having a big fight with a champion that's super high risk at 147. So to me, it's just like that's you know you damn to be great, and I mean Javante finna line it up with Mario Barrios. I think that's a very good fight. A lot of people don't know about Mario Barrios, but he a very good fighter. I think that's a good fight.
Hunter gotta get his shit together
Yeah,
personally
cause
though.
he can crack. Mario can crack. Like I need to. He need to get his legal shit together, and he just need to lock in, bro. Like he know what he is when he lock in. You know what I'm saying? Like he
And
want
you
to
know, he ain't when he don't like it, you know what I'm saying?
exactly.
That's overweight, you come in missing weight, you come in, forfeiting your titles and shit like that. So I just think, he got a lot going on personally, you know what I'm saying? So I think he need to get that in order. Because he know how to get in the ring and box, but it does I do agree with what you were saying that he does need to come in a lot more focused, a lot more. So we kind of put him in that upper echelon of, the greatest fighters that we've seen, at, either at 130, 135, 140. But he definitely needs to, what I'm saying, kind of make sure he got his, ducks in a row and make sure all his shit is straight. You know what I'm saying? His name popping up, more than, than him doing boxing, than other shit. His name's popping up with other shit than it is with boxing. So he definitely you never want to have that type of recipe. But, like you were saying with Boots, I agree with everything you're saying. Boots is a solid fighter. You know what I'm saying? Tough. For Philly. Gilly and Wallow back him. So you know what I'm saying. I've been knowing about Boots and how they spoke highly of him. But definitely, I think he's in that next tier. I wouldn't even put Sean Porter in the tier with Crawford and Earl. I think they up here. They the two up here. Then I would say Porter's leading that next division. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That
but see,
next.
like, I agree with you because I don't. Yeah, I agree with you. But what I'm saying is that I put him in that upper tier because I don't feel like it's a tier for that next tier. Like who on Sean level? Like who on
That's what
Sean
I'm saying.
level?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe that second tier is Sean by himself. You know what I'm saying? It's them two. It's them two. Then Sean's at that next tier. Then you got the tier under Sean. You know what I'm saying? I think I wouldn't. Well, I don't know if Terrence and Sean they would fight, but you know what I'm saying. If that was a fight, then I definitely can't put them because it's already lost. I can't put them in that tier with them because he had an epic fight with Earl. You know what I'm saying? If he was to have an epic fight with Crawford and still lose, I don't know if I can put you on that same tier. You know what I'm saying? You be that next tier by yourself because even that batch below you is not up to your level, but you still now on the level of those two. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, like you were saying, if Boost can get in and try to get in where he fit in with the fights and the necessary fights to get in, and try to get to that belt and get more popularity, more of a draw. I think that's something that he needs to do. But I just think he takes a lot. He takes a lot of punishment at times when you don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You're young now, but as you get older, that body starts to deteriorate and starts to breaking down because even though you can take a punch, don't mean you need to actually take the punch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
So
I think that's the thing right now. Like that's the thing. Like when you want to be a draw, you want to put on a show. So sometimes you stand there when you don't need to and you don't have to. Lipinets wasn't hurting him, so he was willing to take one to throw a few. And
that's true.
that's cool. But in bigger fights, when it's nip and tuck, those are the things that separated those. You know, when somebody catch you a couple times at the end of a round and things like that when you trying to stand there and trade. Like for Canelo, for instance, like if you sit there, let's say you want to trade, okay, you shit, you hit him once, you hit him once, and he hit you with a combination, and then you throw back a combination, you miss the whole combination. Those points that's gonna go against you. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like and Boots is a good Boots is solid in every area, but when you got a guy that's defensively responsible like Arrow can be, and you got a guy that's a good combination puncher like Tens, you sometimes like you can be put in a situation to where like you clearly losing rounds because like you trying to get off so many punches trying to trade, so he just need to find his middle ground, like when to trade, when to not. He got a nice uppercut. He was killing fucking lipping into that uppercut. Like Jesus.
Knocking the fuck out of him.
Yeah, so he was killing him with that. But I like to see more jab from him because like you said, like Earl learned that from Floyd. Like if you don't gotta take the punishment, like you don't got to like Earl could have easily pressed the gas on Mikey Garcia. Like even if he was tired, he could have, but he realized like how he wanted to fight. And like Earl gonna do it his way. And like that's the thing. Like I think right now Boots only has one style or maybe a similar style to his style to win. I feel like when it comes to adapting in the ring, them other guys can do it, and them other guys can do it off the fly quick. You know, if Errol pop that jab and he can't get in all night, he will pop that jab the whole night, and he will go with a 12 round decision. You know, so it's gonna come a point where Boots might get stung, and he might get dropped, and he might realize that okay, like I gotta just box, like I gotta box and I gotta pick him apart. And he still ain't went past 6 yet. That's another concerning thing. Like, and it's not no fault of his own, but when you making that step up, like even from that tier under Sean to Sean, like if you haven't went 12 rounds, you're not ready for Sean Porter, bro. If anybody can prove it wrong, it could be him. But bro, 12 rounds of Sean Porter, bro, and you ain't never been 12. Like, I don't know, bro. You might be throwing up at that shit, boy. That
Super
pressure. And Sean showed he has like a unique type of. He can show a unique type of boxing skill, even against Errol. So like, I feel like that's a fight right now that he wouldn't want because, shit, Sean Porter a trade too. Shit, Sean Porter a trade as well, but Sean is a much more busier puncher. So it's like, either you gonna get tired, gassed out trying to punch with Sean, or Sean gonna be busier. I've never seen nobody be more busier than Sean Porter. So in the
right.
division, it's just like shit. The only person I've seen in boxing busy as Sean Porter is Benavidez. Like when Benavidez started just letting his hands go, like when he got some, like he just like he
That's
get.
cool.
But he got a lot of promise. But this is one of those divisions where the big dogs are still the big dogs, and they just there right now. So it's just gonna have to be some work put in, and he know that. It's cool. He a humble guy, so it's gonna be nice to see his career moving forward. Let's get
I
it.
like Boots. I like Boots. I like Boots.
I do too. I do too. I think, like I said, once he get the belt, he'll reign the division. Sometimes it's hard to unify, especially when you dominant, because niggas want to hold on to their belt. They want to hold on to their status.
Oh,
So, especially if they're across the street, it's hard to make those fights. But once he becomes champion, no matter how many belts he has or don't has, or somebody has more belts than him, once the big dogs are gone, I think he'll be recognized regardless as the best welterweight. Period. Once that time comes for him to get a strap. Now, let's like somebody come out the woodworks. Have you seen that dude? I forgot his name. Something Davis though. He just fought. He be working with Shakur. We'll talk about it later. I'll talk to you more about it later. But yeah, he's nice too. He's the 135 I think as well. But let's go over to Andre. Andre, got a tough win yesterday, 12 round decision. Scorecards are pretty wide, so it was an endless decision, no arguments there. But I guess in a way he showed vulnerability in that fight. But to me, when I look at the fight, like he was trying to like him, prime example, he was trying to put on a show too, but like he realized that like he wasn't like he hurt the dude, but like when he knocked him down, it was kind of a shock knockdown. He didn't really hurt him, and then after that, he realized he couldn't hurt him, so he had to go back to just being fundamental and stuff. Andre, he has a real good lateral movement. Like I like the way that he moved left to right to the ropes and stuff. He real like he take his head off the target. He real crafty in a very unorthodox way. The only thing that I would say is that he fought a tough dude, but just more power, more combination punches probably be something that you just want to see from him more because you know you get somebody out there with a steady jab or something like that, like to negate him or something. He gonna have to rely on landing the more effective punches. If he's not putting together a lot of punches, he throw nice quick shots and things like that. But overall, to me, the fight was pretty solid. Like it wasn't like you couldn't tell the winner. But at the end of the day, it might be better for him because a lot of people ain't wanting to fight him for a lot of different reasons. But showing vulnerability always, and you got a belt, always gonna make somebody jump. So it'll be interesting to see like if people gonna try to fight him now. But to me, the performance was solid. What I want to see more, of course, a knockout would have been nice, but you know when you're in the ring, when you realize you hit somebody with your best shot and they ain't going, like you just gotta be solid from there. And if it come, it come. If it don't, you get out with the win. Let me know what you think about it, MJ.
it was just I just want to see him moving forward. Like, what is his plan moving forward? It was some beef or kind of animosity with him and the Charlo twins.
Yeah, he tweeted about the Charlos. He tweeted about Charlo today, and I didn't. I couldn't. I ain't gonna speak on it much. I'm gonna talk to you about it later because I don't really know. Like, it was kind of cryptic. I think I know what it means, but I'm gonna wait on later to speak on it. But yeah, he made a comment about Charlo again today. So yeah, I agree. But
Yeah, well, I've seen what Charlo was saying is more of he's saying never gonna give him a shot and that type of deal, and they'll respect him on that type of level. But um, I just want to see him moving forward. Can we get some elite fights? Can we get some elite fighters? But some of them like they just don't want to get in the ring with him. You know what I'm saying? They can say what they want to, but at the end of the day, they don't want to get in the ring and actually mix it up with them. But I mean, solid performance. Like you were saying, you definitely want to see the knockout. Definitely want to see him, get to do it out the way. But and like you were saying, and I agree. Once you throw your best punch and you see the dude, what I'm saying, not say he wasn't affected, but he's not going down. What I'm saying, he had an earlier knockdown in earlier rounds, but it's just it's always alarming once you get a knockdown early and then you don't get them out the way. And it still goes 12. So that was probably the only thing. Like I said, it was a clear winner. We all know who won, but just performance wise, you want to see a little bit more. You know what I'm saying, but sometimes that's just how it goes in boxing. You know what I'm saying? You get a dude who has a super chin and, what I'm saying, he has a lot of willpower and a lot of, fortitude, who doesn't want to go down and has a lot of pride. So, you get that draw sometime in boxing, but, what I'm saying, I don't think it's something to hinder him or something. But, just more moving forward, can we get some of those, elite fighters in the ring with him and kind of test it out then and kind of get him over a baseline then of, what fighter he can be coming towards the end. So definitely, a solid performance, solid fight. But if we had to nitpick and say one thing, it's just like, hey, can you get that dude out a little earlier than 12 rounds? But he's a good fighter. I've been keeping up with him in the past, and definitely want to see him, get the opportunity to kind of showcase his talent and get some of the elite guys in that division.
yeah,
So,
man. Yeah, especially since he's a belt holder, and Triple G not even trying to fight him either. And Triple G got a belt. Like Triple G, like he losing a lot of respect, dog, because like I think like after the Canelo fights, like he lost some passion, dog. He has not fought nobody since the Canelo fights, like literally nobody. It's like you got so many people ready to fight you on the table, like bro, you not trying to fight the competition and make the bag, bro. Like what's up? Like people fear Triple G now. Triple G feared everybody. Like Triple G scared of everybody. It looked like he's not trying to get
calculated risk, like getting up there in age, you kind of want to kind of get these fighters where you can at least have a fighting chance. He ain't getting no younger. You know what I'm saying? So I think that plays a lot to it too, trying to get the right scenario where you can kind of use your intelligence and not so much your body and
I agree, but it's like that type of situation might not bring the bag either. Like what fighter is that caliber that's gonna let him just use his mind more than his body and also a good enough fighter to bring the draw?
right.
Especially at 160, because like Charlo talking about moving up. I mean, only thing at 160 right now is Charlo, Triple G, and Andre. Like Billy Joe and Canelo at 168. Benavidez running at 168. So it's like, I just feel like them fights at this point, like they gotta be inevitable. Like those mandatories for any of them guys is just it's nothing. Like they're gonna run through that. I mean, Charlo just beat Sergey Devinchenko, which was the next best guy in the division. So after them three, so I mean, yeah, man, I just feel like the big fights got to come for him, or people gonna look at his career in a very different way than they probably should. He's talented dude, so you just want to see him get in there. Hopefully, Eddie Hearn can pull something off for him and get him in a big fight for sure. For sure. But yeah, man, that's gonna do it for this episode, man. Stay tuned for more visuals. We're gonna be popping it like this from here on out. Check out this episode on Apple Music. Apple Podcast, Spotify, Breaker, Anchor, whatever you listen to, man. Go ahead and let that play. If you want to get on YouTube, we'll be posting it there too. So y'all just tap in with us, man. I'm gonna hand it over to Smitty.
Hey man, appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Visuals coming out soon. So definitely, just definitely the normal from now on. So we're gonna keep dropping content, keep, be on the lookout for what we dropping, man. You know what I'm saying? Smitty out.
Yo, man. We'll hit y'all. We out.